Hi, Editor Tita here, back again with another episode. Last month, we spoke with Lisa to better understand her experience as a Khmer person. This month, we talk more about our lived experience and our understanding of Cambodian and Southeast Asian culture in general. So I'll let Julie take it away.
I just read this article about Thailand and Thai ladyboys, which I think in Thai is also called katoi.
Mhm.
But um it was interesting because they said that because Thailand hasn't been colonized, somehow the article was saying that homophobia is a Western thing, like a Western Christian influence,
Mhm.
and that traditionally in Thai culture there's three genders. There's male, female, and hermaphrodite. So
Mm,
that is why Thai culture seems to be more accepting. And so I don't know. I don't know about what Khmer culture was like pre-Western influence, but I'm interested to learn more about
I
that.
think I think we read the same article, Julie. I read a
Really?
post on no, I read a post on Reddit that literally said that. But then a Thai person gave their
Oh, yeah, I saw it
perspective.
on Reddit too.
A
Okay.
Thai person gave their perspective in saying it's not like Thailand as a whole is more tolerant and better than
Yeah,
the
I
West or
don't think
something.
so.
It's
Yeah.
not just as a whole they're more tolerant, quote unquote. Like there are still things
Yeah.
that, gay pakana jeng tao,
Yeah, yeah.
that's normal in every
Yeah.
country. But they're just saying culturally, here's the reason why there are so many quote unquote lady boys in
Yeah.
Thailand. It's because
Yeah,
there is
I think
space for
that's a
them.
fair.
Yeah.
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 There's the concept exists, but that doesn't mean that it's a safe thing
Right.
necessarily
Yeah.
still. Yeah.
Ori?
I was gonna say something about you brought up like colonizers, and then it's really interesting because we call people who are gay in Cambodia like Day, and that's just the the shortened version of how you say pedophile in French.
What?
Oh. Yeah, I have heard
Yeah, did
that.
you know that?
I
I did
don't
not know
So
that.
I don't
Day, so
hear
they're
that word often, but I have
yeah.
heard that. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, but when I hear the word payday, I guess it hasn't been used in recent time, right? When people say it,
Right.
there's not much like distaste, like strong distaste behind it. The word
Mhm.
"ktoi" make me feel a bit more uncomfortable
Really?
because
I think
when you feel I feel like when you call somebody "ktoi," I don't feel like that person say it with a nice intention.
yeah, I agree. I feel like it has sort of a
But then
negative connotation.
Yeah, like
I
condescending toward
know,
that person.
but then when I say payday and then someone told me about the origin of how the word came to be, I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
then should I say the other word that I'm not comfortable with,
Because
which is tới?
I tried to look up Ktoi to see what the etymology is, and I feel like you can kind of feel it from the word. It like it's translated as sexually abnormal, usually for males. So
Oh.
it kind of does sound like that from the word. Like it has that connotation that it's
What's its origin?
abnormal. Um,
Old Khmer?
um, Proto Mon Khmer. So yeah,
Okay,
old.
Old Khmer. Okay.
I
So
wonder
it's the same in Lao and Thai. Yeah.
for somebody who don't speak Khmer, like when they hear what kind of vibe they got from that word, because I cannot say I already
Yeah.
know what it means, so maybe that's play into the part of it. Just the word it gave off negative emotion from it.
This is
Yeah.
interesting, and I have no stake or claim in this as a straight woman. But when I was growing up in Cambodia, Ktoi and Pede were used, I guess, separately. Like in my mind, Ktoi was for, people who identified as gay, whereas Pede was for people who were trans. That's how I categorized it in my mind. But then
Oh.
at the same time, I feel like Ktoi is an umbrella for a lot of things. I think in Cambodia, there's no distinction between someone who's a hermaphrodite, someone who cross dresses, someone who likes the same gender, someone who is
Mm-hmm.
trans, someone who's bi. I feel like
Yeah.
Khmer people just label you as Ktoi. Like that's the one word that encompasses everything.
If you don't behave in traditional
Yeah.
If
sense,
you don't behave,
Yeah,
so
like
everything
it's- yeah.
abnormal, yeah.
it got used as an insult, like
Yeah.
when a guy is a little bit more feminine, like
Yeah.
oh mà đi trắc tươi.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, maybe the
Mhm.
reason why I sort of associate the word ktoi with like the concept of abnormality is because like it reminds me of like the word like kok. Oh my god, I can't. Kokja. You know what I'm saying. Can you
Kochko.
say it? Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
It like reminds me of that.
Oh, yeah, have you guys ever heard like when somebody say, "Oh mơ, I'm going to nhì"?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That's
I
really,
really
like-
hate that.
I want to keep talking, but then I also was like, so have we decided this is not an accent episode? Because I do want Tida to like talk about your central like
I
Phnom
think
Penh accent.
Let's keep that for
be
closer.
like
Yeah.
we can just say this episode
It's
is just a
introducing.
guest episode.
Yeah, guest episode.
a guest episode.
It's whatever Lisa wants to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
So we'll save accents for culture.
I want to ask you a question. Did you like kind of like what I asked Tida before? Like, did you deliberately like when you came to the US, you were like, I want to only be friends with like, or I want most of my friends to be like Khmer.
We just talk about this on the camera. I feel like that's playing to it.
Did we?
I am not in the larger sense. I am so friendly that in high school I know everybody. So I don't target. I'm just going to make friends with this group and not that group. That's feel like in my classroom I'm friend with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But people that I'm close to certainly more like Khmer people that actually came from Cambodia. The people that born here not really, because I don't know, just disconnected between them and me. Because they want, I feel like they try to behave more Khmer when they interact with me. But the way they behave, I wouldn't count that as Khmer, you know what I mean?
Oh.
But I like they try so hard to be more Khmer.
There's a possum. It is running.
Okay, this episode is going to hell right now.
Just Ohio things. Okay.
I feel like okay, like for them, it's not a criticism. Like I already know that you're Khmer, right? And I treat you as like you as a person. Like I really don't care if you're born here or born in Cambodia. It's your personality. But you know, because they try so hard to be Khmer like me or like people that from Cambodia, but they don't really know what it is, right? Like let's say I meet somebody who just came from Cambodia. I wouldn't want to try so hard to be relatable to them. I don't know how it's like. It's been 10 years. What do I know?
That is fair.
So that's make me feel uncomfortable in the sense that I cannot, like they're trying to act like my other friend who came from Cambodia. But I cannot just treat them like that because they're not like that. But then I don't want them to feel offended by it. Like, oh, you know, like, oh, am I not Khmer? Or... Because when for some reason, when they told me, they keep like speaking Khmer. Like, but you're Khmer, though. Like, now, if I say Khmer, if I speak Khmer back to them, they wouldn't understand a thing.
Interesting.
But then if I keep speaking English, like I have somebody in my mind right now when I'm saying this.
Are you talking about me?
No.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Give it to me straight.
Oh my god. This episode.
Rehashing friendship situation. I'm kidding.
I have someone in mind. She's in the room.
She says it while
right
she
now.
looks at me.
Well, she's probably like, maybe you know who it is. Not that it's you. I feel like growing up in Lowell is actually super different from Lynn.
Really?
I mean, I moved to Lynn my freshman year of high school, so I can't like 100% say, but I think people are a lot more Americanized in Lynn. So I think a lot more people who like just immigrated from Cambodia go to Lowell. So then maybe I guess like the Cambodian Americans feel like this pressure to fit in. But in Lynn, they're just loud and proud. They're like, yeah, I don't speak Khmer. I don't know anything about the history. I don't even know about the Khmer Rouge. Like, yeah.
Wow.
So it's very different.
Don't you have a Khmer
Mm.
history class in high school?
No.
What?
Yeah, so
In America?
yeah.
Julie's so
That's-
interested. Julie studied history in college.
So, oh boy.
I
So-
specifically studied about Chinanapod, so
So, in my ELL class,
Mhm.
they have a block of Khmer history
I
In
guess
high school?
taught by an American guy, a
Interesting.
white guy.
Because like
Is it part of like American studies or like what is it
they're
part?
trying
Is
to
it
be
just
relatable to you as an
They're trying
immigrant.
to promote Khmer culture
In high school? Are you
That's
talking about high school?
nice.
in middle school.
In middle school. Oh, well,
That's
okay, you went to the
nice.
stock.
Oh.
The stock Losa
Yeah,
was
oh
in
my
high
God,
school.
that's
It's
the
just
thing,
full
like,
of Cambodian
The
kids.
school really matter.
Oh.
Like you,
Yeah.
she went to Butler. And we
I
talk,
went to the Robinson.
oh yeah, Robert. We're talking about like
Okay, explain what's for
we
Robinson.
just
I'm
we
confused.
just talking about
I'm
low
just
here, right?
accepting it.
Yeah.
Like middle schools in low,
yeah.
and there are different school obviously.
It haunts you even after you've graduated college.
But
People will ask you where you went to middle school. I'm not even kidding right
gosh.
now.
But
I'm
I
not
feel
kidding.
like only Stockrosa that's really like Cambodia
Yep.
focus
Hmm.
school.
They also have a lot of Cambodian teachers and guidance counselors.
Yeah, a lot of Cambodian kid, and they got so many like classes that just directly for like Cambodia
Yeah.
culture.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like we have
Yeah.
so many.
Wait, I'm confused.
So many
This
school
is a very
events.
niche experience.
Yeah. Ori.
Wait, so like did you, Lisa, you and Tida like went to separate middle school because like of where you guys lived or
Yeah.
because like oh like you came okay.
Yeah.
Not that like they send you to that specific school because they're like, "Oh, you just came to the US, so we're gonna send
Oh
you to
no,
that
that would be
school."
like discrimination. But no, they place you based on where you lived.
Yeah, but for
Oh my
Okay.
god.
for some
Oh my
reason,
God.
for some reason, Stockrosa got more Cambodian kids.
Because it's in the Highlands, Lisa. I lived in like somewhere that was like near Belvedere where the rich people lived. So
Oh,
for
she's
some
always
reason,
built different.
no, I went to the Robinson, which is, I'm sorry, I love the Robinson, but it's well known to be like the worst middle school in Lowell. It's
Oh.
like where like I don't know how you would say it. It's like a lot of fights, a lot of kids who like got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the reputation of the Robinson?
I don't know.
Just not great. It was called the Hell on the Hill,
Oh my god, that's really bad.
but I went there and it was fine.
We have like this elementary school where everyone like has fights. That's what we have.
Wow. Okay.
That's my contribution.
The rite of passage.
Oh my
But no,
God.
like yeah, my middle school for sure, like really, in a sense, like doesn't feel like school in America, 'cause it's so Cambodian.
Oh.
Oh my
Interesting.
God. Your middle school years were so formative that now, if you meet someone who's been here for a long time, you're just like, you're American. You didn't go to the stock, so you're American.
Like we used to learn like
We're uncovering the truth.
like traditional
This is
songs,
therapy for you. You should be paying us. I'm just kidding.
like traditional like my classic song and stuff.
Wow.
Like that is so Cambodia.
Wow.
In a sense, it's
That
really
is
great
crazy. Wow.
because then it's have you like it's into, it have you adapt more easily. It doesn't force you like you gotta swim or sink.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
in
no, I
another
was gonna
sense,
ask you like
it could be
Wow.
bad in a sense like when you go to high school and it's open up to more like general population,
Uh-huh.
you tend to, I guess, stay within your group because it make you feel more comfortable.
Mm.
Hmm. No, I was gonna ask you because like I had a horrible like middle because I came here end of September 2012. So only like a few months before you, but I went to middle school in Iowa and it was like horrible because like people in middle school are just horrible to begin with,
Mhm.
and then when you don't speak the language, like I was, yeah, like still talk about it in therapy to this day. And so wanted to talk to you like how like it seemed like your formative years like in the US were like okay, like
Okay,
is that
it-
a true assessment?
I can certainly say that I was so nervous when I just got here. But then when I go into a classroom with like my kids, and we it made me feel so comfortable. The downside of it is I still speak with an accent because honestly, like when I just got here for the first like a year and a half, I probably speak more Khmer than English. I speak Khmer all the times because everybody speaks Khmer. But those were the years that really important because it stuck with you for a long time.
Yeah.
Like your ear.
Like the window of opportunity is like 13,
Yeah.
like when you turn,
Or when you
Yeah.
just got here, that's when like you caught up to, you pick up what you hear. And everybody speak with accent, so I don't really hear myself when I speak.
Even like
interesting.
Cambodian Americans, the kids that were born in like
Well, but the
America
class I was
also.
in, there was no Cambodian American because they were in regular class.
Oh, and you were in
And
ELL.
Oh, what?
we all came from Cambodia, but then you have separate schedule, right? Like you only stay in the classroom with the ELL students, and you have lunch. Like you don't interact with regular kids at all.
Huh. Wait, so ELL, like in my high school, so I took it 8th grade and then like first year of high school, it's only like one class.
Yeah, it was
But
also
in
one
high
class.
school, so I'm confused.
Well,
But
no,
then
that's
but
for
then
sure.
also like with ELL in high school, like if you're in ELL, then you're not allowed to like take AP and honors classes. So I guess like that's how like ELL could interfere with other regular classes. But ELL is just one class though. Like so in your middle school, was it more than just one
Yeah,
class of
there
ELL?
were two classes, but then you just stuck with your class. You know what I mean?
Okay, so even though outside of
Hmm.
ELL class, they would still place the same kids together in like math class, for
Right, but then
example.
you take a break at different time. Like let's say you have history class, like you just stay in your class, and then the teacher just like come in and out of that classroom.
Wow.
So you just
That's
interact
like Cambodia.
with the same classmate. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You don't
that's
take class with
interesting.
everybody else. You just take
Wow.
class
What is the stock doing?
with-
This is so strange.
with this. That's so you got assigned to this class, and let's say there's 10 kids in that class for the whole year. You just stay with that 10 people.
Okay.
You don't.
What?
I am.
Honestly, you have
Wow.
different lunch break too.
Whoa,
What
Yeah.
the heck?
that's kind of isolating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they isolate you in a sense. Like I want to say, it's good in a sense that if you got kid just came from Cambodia and they feel really, really, it's not the language thing, right? Just the new environment made them really feel uncomfortable. And if you drop them into this class with everybody else, honestly, kids can be a bit cruel at times and they can bully them.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
you don't feel that if you feel
Case in point.
right. You don't feel that if you don't feel with everybody else, and the class like the lesson go a bit slower because the language and the syllabus is designed specifically for this classroom, right? You don't have to play catch up with everybody else. They understand that.
Wow, that sounds
They understand
so
you didn't take
nice.
U.S. history your whole life before you got here. So they
That sounds so nice because Lisa, I was saying like how I came to the US, everything is like bigger, and then the buildings were so, like the middle school were so like they were all so big. Mine was like even bigger, and then I like got lost multiple times, didn't know how to use a locker, and then like open up American Studies textbook, and I'm like and then the American like the people, the English teachers that's not ELL teacher, the other teachers spoke so fast. I remember I was like, I wanna not go to school. And like I remember just like fake being sick so then I don't have to go to school. And it was just so hard. So I understand like it was like it seemed like they kind of isolated you guys, but it's with like a good purpose.
yeah, it's true because when I got to 8th grade, like I transferred to a regular class, I do feel shame at times when we go through something and I have no idea what it is, but everybody else seems to have an idea, especially like science class, where like the word
Mm,
like science word, right? Like revolutions, like the concept word. I never learned those words, so when they know it, I feel a bit ashamed.
Oh, it's not your
Um,
fault.
Yeah.
But that's the issue, like when you like where you don't want to drop this group of kids with everybody else. Because then it's like, because we don't speak good English, so we not even like go up to the teacher and ask questions. We just whatever,
Right.
and then you end up falling so behind. The downside of that, when you stuck with a group that's similar to you, like you feel comfortable, it's so hard to get out of it. So even when you got to high school, even if you go to go, even you're smart enough to take AP, you don't want to do it, because then you're going separate from this group.
Yeah.
So it's good, but you have to have a lot of self motivation to do something good with your life.
Yeah, and like get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, you have to push yourself much harder than people in regular class. Because it's
So, but
a
this
matter
is,
of can you step out of that comfort zone or not?
Yeah.
but like this is only for middle school, right? Because like Tita, you came to the US in fourth grade, and then your ELL class, it sounded like it was just one class, and then you're with like you're like I don't know, like how was fourth grade when you came here?
Yeah, the system that the stock has is like new to me. The Robinson did not do that. But so I was in ELL in fourth grade. That's when I came here. It was pretty much going to ELL class like 2 to 3 times a day, like going back and forth. I don't really know why. Probably the fact that I didn't understand English like played into this. Like I just did not know what was going on like all the time. Um, I was in ELL like until the end of sixth grade when I tested out of ELL. You know the MIPA, the
Yeah,
MIPA
yeah.
exam.
I
So
have to
like
take that too.
yeah, so instead of like the regular state-sponsored MCAS test for people who don't really speak English well, there's the MIPA, and I had to take that like up until the end of sixth grade or whatever. So it was just like 1 or 2 classes, I would say. Like while everyone went to like English class and history class, we would be in ELL class. And then yeah, when I like graduated from ELL class, like no one really explained anything. And I remember like wandering down the hallway like crying because I thought they'd kicked me out of class. But what they meant was like you're not supposed to be here anymore. Like you're good enough to go to like a regular class. And I was like,
Oh.
what? Like I still don't understand what's happening.
But you know, like for low high, this I know for sure, like from my friends who like from Stockholm, you can test it out. Like I tested out of that and go to regular class, and then you just ended up with regular class throughout your whole high school.
Yeah.
But I would say 80% of the people that I was in class with like ELL, they stay there for their whole high school years.
Wow.
Even though like they don't need it.
Wow.
Yeah. Because here's the problem, right? You have 2 ways. Like you either work really hard to play catch up, or if you already behind, then the ELL is going to just keep you behind. So that class goes slower. It moves slower. So it's not like you stay here 8th grade and 9th grade, you catch up with everybody. It doesn't work like that. You either to think, I'm just going to get in that regular class and I'm going to not know majority of this thing. But then like your sophomore year, you going to be on the same page very much with everybody else. Or, but the more you go, like, I feel like the window is in middle school. If you don't transfer out of it, it's going to be much harder in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna ask because you brought up low high. Like, do they have the same system as your middle school? Like, do you know anyone who came to the US like in high school and then like had to take ELL in
Yeah.
high school in low high? Like, was it similar system to the middle school or like is it completely
Honestly,
different?
I have not met anybody who come from Cambodia and just got into a regular class right away.
Yeah.
I've never met one yet.
Okay.
I met people who in ELL and tested out, but it's so rare. I want to say 1 or 2 people.
When they go into ELL, they test out. Do they stay with like their ELL cohort, or do they
No, they go to with
regular
everybody else, regular class.
like willingly?
But if you in ELL, like let's say like in high school, right? I have never taken a class with an ELL student. It's like I don't want. Okay, I want to be cautious what I want to say here, but you know how those like you have those like disability class for disability kids,
Mm-hmm.
exactly for ELL.
Yeah.
They have their
Or
own
like
class and
like
their own thing. Yeah,
Special ed.
like
Special
individualized
needs.
education plan or something like
Whoa.
that.
but they have their own things, right? Like they
Mhm.
don't interact with everybody else in terms of
Mm.
class.
That's
The
so
same with ELL.
weird.
Okay.
That's strange.
Well, okay. I have like two things. So in high school, I was in. I hate to say this. Like I was in an advanced program called the Lyceum. They only pick a group of like 60 students to like go through this like elite program or whatever. I think I was like the only like
Yeah.
Cambodian person in that program. I had like
Wow.
no, yeah. I mean, everyone else who was a Cambodian was like born here. And so I've never had a class with like a person who was from an ELL class. And I think like that was by design maybe of the school, but also because I feel like people who are in ELL class in middle school and then went on to high school are more comfortable staying with their cohort. Like they wouldn't be
Yeah.
taking these advanced classes. I don't know, like it's like kind of out of touch, honestly.
Yeah.
There's no
I
space
mean,
for them.
I think it makes sense because like it's so hard to like push yourself more
Mm-hmm.
to get to like that advanced level and like in English too, which is not even your native language,
Yeah.
along with like adjusting to living in the US and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
don't know which one is better.
it's hard to
I
reconcile.
feel like
It
they have
sucks.
pros and cons.
Um,
Probably.
when I was in ELL, I I like that it feel comfortable, but I didn't like it in a way that I feel like there's a stigma.
Oh
Or like
yeah.
I feel like when I
Mm.
tell somebody in ELL, they look at me like, oh, you don't know English or whatever, right? Like there's a stigma to it, like you're not
Mm.
normal.
Oh my God. Wait, why do I take it
Yeah,
as a point of pride?
adding on to that though,
Mm.
like cause ELL in high school, cause I told you like I took it another year in high school and then like worked really hard to test out of the ELL class at the end of my freshman year. And it's like an extra class that I have to take, whereas like my peer, they could have like have study hall or like whatever. And like I remember just kind of like when people are like going off to study hall or like take a creative writing class or whatever, I'm like going to my ELL class, and it was like my freshman year was like the first year that they have this ELL program. And so they put us in like the back room. And I remember like feeling so like ashamed because I'm like, oh, like I'm walking as if like I'm sneaking away to like do this thing that no one else knows about. Um, but at the same time, they allowed me to like take classes with everyone else. Um, but like but but I'm like scared for people to like see my schedule and stuff because I'm like, oh, then they're gonna see I have an extra class that I have ELL, and then they're gonna think I'm like not normal.
Yeah, same like when I was in seventh grade, like I was my math, they allow me to take with regular. But I don't want anybody else to know that because you know how like you ended up taking class with every like out of your classmate, and then you just want weird person who don't take any other class with them, but just take this class with them.
It's like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly. And I used to
Mm.
hate it so much. So I like I tested out not because I want to be better, but I just want to be normal like everybody else.
Oh.
Like I don't want to feel like the weird
Yeah.
one. Cause I'm not. I guess my language and the like I'm smart enough to be in regular, but because I was dropped in the middle of the year, they don't want to put me there. So
Mm.
the thing they teach in that class doesn't really apply to me. But
Mm.
then it's not like, oh, they see that you have to test it out of it. And I don't know, it just yeah, for people in ELO it's hard. It's really difficult. Cause then when you apply to college, it's make it even harder.
Yeah.
Cause the classes you take, you
Mm.
don't take any AP, you don't take any dual enrollment. Why are you telling college, right?
Yeah.
That's true. So what I'm hearing across the board is like this program is not perfect. And in my opinion, I think there should be a better transition out of it. It shouldn't just be like you graduate from an ELL program and then they drop you into a regular class, or like you have to be the one to like aspire to go to like AP or dual enrollment or something. I think there's like a better way to transition you out of the program than like throwing you into the deep end.
Because I want to say this for sure. It's happened to me like when you in a group with a friend, like you've been friends with them, you spend every day with this person, every classes with them, and then when you got out of that class, obviously you have a friendship, right? But here's what different. You don't hang out with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start take AP.
Mm.
And then you start doing all this thing. You lost that connection between the two of you. And then you start losing friends.
Mm.
It happened to me. I start losing friends just simply by the fact that I
Mm.
start taking AP classes, take
Wow.
high, you know, what type of class. Like you start talking about like college this, college then. But they, I don't want to say lack of self motivation, but when you in
By circumstance.
certain environment,
Yeah.
you think
Mm.
I can only reach like community college
Mm.
because it's hard for them to go beyond that
Mm-hmm.
by the fact the classes that they take and you know, and when you hang out with in a certain environment, you feel like you're not good enough for the other place. But then I start losing friends because like, then what am I supposed to say to that, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
It makes me, I don't know how this is like related, but it makes me think about like the statistics that we probably know about, like that I learned my senior year, that like Cambodian American or like Southeast Asian Americans, like we have like a lower socioeconomic and also educational background, like level
Yeah.
than like
Yeah.
other Asian group.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, maybe this is like a factor.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Yeah.
when I always knew that I want to go to law school, but then I tried to find other Cambodian who are lawyers. I just want not so much what they can help me, but I just want to learn about their experience and how they feel and all that. I couldn't find one, and if I find one, they're not willing to talk to me because their time obviously too precious, too valuable, to you know having younger generation. But that's I always feel like you talk about like, oh, there's Cambodia Community Association, there's this resource, that resource. But which one of you really step up for the younger kid? Trying to push them to be a doctor, be a engineer, like be a lawyer, just go as high as you can. You don't have that
Yeah,
support
like there's
really.
not
It's just like
mentorship.
yeah, it's just a front.
Yeah.
Right? You want a high title, or you want to be president this, president that, but none of you willing to step up, and that's really pissed me off. Really.
You know what?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate.
I'm thinking about one person specifically that Tida and I have experience with, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
Because this is why like we have so like especially in low, right? Because we got so much like Cambodia population, we have so much events that pushing like culture this,
Yeah.
like our culture, our traditions.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, that's all good and all.
Yeah.
But what do you build up for the next generation? Like you don't build your community. You're just trying to push what you already have. It's good like you're trying to make the kids hold on to the value. Obviously you should. But then are you not trying to build up your community as a whole? If you're just a regular person and you know, well, like, it's okay, right? Like I'm not saying because you're an elder in community you have to do it. But if you want that position of power, if you want that influence, then you have to do your responsibility in a way.
You kind of have a duty to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot just take all the good and don't want to give back.
Yeah.
You wanted it, then take, hold on to it. And if you say, oh, what can you do? I don't know, do some workshop, some training just to like be a guide, kind of a gatherer, right? Like just trying to guide them. Here's do this, do that, just advice so that this person feel a bit more secure as they go. Don't worry about what's happening in Cambodia. And can I double down on this? Don't pull kids into politics. Like don't influence like
I feel like you're talking about a really specific person
yes,
right now.
I have someone in my mind right now. Like especially if you're in that position to influence somebody, don't do it. I have my belief, and if I seek your advice, that's fine. But don't try to pull me into it, and don't. I just find that really, that's not right. Just not right.
Wait, I have 3 things I want to say.
Three.
Okay.
Can we end by 4 so it's a reasonable time? I also have to go.
Okay.
I mean,
I couldn't cut in.
sorry.
It was hard. It was too hard. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I like fully agree with these thoughts, but I want to bring them up for like discussion and see what people's opinions are. So my first thought is like, I wonder if as Cambodian Americans, we've sort of like put ourselves into this box of thinking like, oh, if someone is really successful and they pursue higher education and all of that, that's not like a Cambodian thing that most Cambodians do. Like maybe they don't think about it that explicitly, but that's why kind of like when you do those kinds of things, like you pursue higher education, they see you as an outlier. But I don't think that it should be like an outlier type of thing. Like you said, it's something that we should encourage everyone to pursue because I think that like a lot more people are capable, but like maybe we have this narrative where we tell ourselves like that isn't something that I as a Cambodian American can achieve. So we're like holding ourselves back. And then I'm just going to say my points all at once because I'll forget them. And the second thing is I wonder if there's like, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but I feel like sometimes because of how a lot of older adults had their educations interrupted by the Khmer Rouge, that maybe they feel kind of upset when we have like we've gone to college or something like that, and deep down they're like, do you think you're so smart because you went to college or something like that? And so it creates this distance. And I don't know, personally I don't think that, because I think there's so many things in life that you learn by just like life experience that makes you like wiser than like me having gone to college, you know? So I don't look down on anyone who hasn't like had much of an education, because there's something that we all can contribute to our community. And then my third point is I think we sort of talked about like gatekeeping in the Cambodian community. And maybe part of it is like the people who are like in positions of influence, they like to maintain those positions of influence. And I wonder like if they feel a little bit threatened or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Yeah.
To your points, I think pursuing like higher education is definitely seen as an anomaly, especially
Mm-hmm.
as young Cambodian women. I've had people, mostly men, tell me like, "Why are you studying so much? Thay ban hiền tròn meh. No one will marry
Yeah.
you." They think it's okay to say that. Like, why do you want to go to grad school? No one's gonna marry you. Um, about like having education interrupted. My mom has had her education interrupted, but
Mm-hmm.
she's never like resented me for like trying to achieve all of these things. So I feel offended when other people think they have a right to like think that way about me. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm better than you just because I'm pursuing higher education. Why are you presuming these things about me when even my own mother like doesn't think this way? Who do you think you are? So that's why I get so mad when like people are like, "Oh, you think you're like so much better than me because you went to college." I never had those opportunities. Well, I didn't know that, and I like didn't assume anything about you. So why are you assuming these things about me? That's kind of offensive. But yeah, I just wanted to say those points because maybe it's a Lowell thing that like we're
Yeah.
experiencing so much stuff from
No.
like other Cambodians.
I so when I met other like more like younger person that's like achieve, like so this person is also a lawyer and he came from Cambodia, he grew up here, but they are more supportive and they want to
Mm-hmm.
push you more for sure, like they get a lot of good advices. But when you speak to more elder side of people, there's this sense of
Mm-hmm.
a bit it's a bit of selfishness. Like I put so much my time and my so whatever I got is mine. Like I don't want you to share. Like I don't want you
Mm-hmm.
to have a share of it. So I don't want to have you. You know what I mean? Like that's what the feeling I got. And let's say they hear like, oh, I also want to go to law school and become a lawyer. They more worry like I'm going to steal their clients and steal their
Yeah.
jobs.
Also, in terms of like having education like being interrupted by the war and stuff like that, like my great aunt never finished fourth grade. Like, yeah, never finished fourth grade, but she's like
Mm-hmm.
so passionate. She like taught herself how to like she could read the newspaper. She taught me how to read the newspaper. So
Oh.
I think the people that are like bitter when they're not like when they have their education interrupted and stuff, I also find that those people are mostly like men in my experience.
Yeah.
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 And
I
and
don't
then like I haven't
disagree.
even said anything. I haven't even said anything, and then those men are like, "Oh, you think you're so smart
Yeah.
because you think like um like you look down on us because
Yeah.
like you went to college.
It's like just existing in the same room.
Yeah, no,
You're
just
like, I haven't
existing.
said anything.
Yeah.
Like that's what I don't get. Like I feel like age really play a part in like my culture. Like even you're older only by a few months, you try and like give respect to me.
What are you talking about?
But
As
like,
she should.
like older people, right? I'm not saying everybody, but there's a few people running through my mind, and they all men. It's not hating on men. It's just the people that I have experience with.
What you've observed.
Like personal experience. It's they expect this respect, but they don't behave in a way that I can respect them. And here's what I hate the most: like when they try to discourage you from something. They still trying to fake it to pretend to be nice. Like I'm saying it for your own goods, and I have no
Yeah.
self-interest.
I
in
did
this at
not
all.
know this was a universal
Oh my
experience. Oh my
gosh.
god, I feel so validated right now. There's a Khmer saying.
Okay, say it.
Say it, say it.
Yeah, no, I don't remember it.
Oh.
We've been speaking in English for 3 hours. No,
Okay, say it in
my
English.
Mom, no, yeah, it was like my mom was telling me about this, but about like women who go to work don't know how to manage the kitchen. She didn't say that to discourage me. She was saying like that's a belief that like a lot of people have, you know? Like tụi bay thơ ca mà
Oh
tụi
my
bay
God.
hiền mà chứ con mình chắc thơ bài đã. It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Like that's like
that is
your
the
worth
thing.
as a woman. And even if you make more money than your husband, you have to respect him. And I was like, I think there should be mutual respect.
yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with like our accomplishments because if
Yeah.
you marry someone, you should love and respect them.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, I'm like I literally can't stand this. I'm gonna have to cut because I have to ask my mom what the saying is. I'm sorry. hold on. Mommy?
But there's something that just to include. There's something about that in Chinese, right? Like if you pass 25, they call you a leftover woman.
Oh yeah. Oh, like a mom cha.
Cái mông chàng,
Like, mom
yeah.
just not about a
I feel like-
leftover. Like, what
Yeah.
do you mean leftover?
Yeah, that sounds worse.
Yeah.
You sound like my god.
Come on, my God can be good, right? You
Yeah.
live alone.
My god is good.
You live
Yeah.
alone. Let me just say,
You're
you
my
live alone, you
home.
with my God.
Oh, my mom.
That's a bit too
My
far.
God.
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas, Julie.
My home. You pass 25, you buy home.
Sad.
So, okay, what the saying was, tụi bay hiện đó na có bầu cho khen mình chung nè.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was the saying. But sorry, I really had to get that out of my system. Thank you.
That sounds nicer than the meaning.
Yeah, no, it's
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't
It
sound
does.
bad.
It sounds
Yeah.
like it sounds like bumien dương ay jung tanat.
So
You get a
yeah,
meaning.
demeaning.
I know.
This is the first time I ever heard this hearing. I'm gonna talk to my family. I'm like, hey, have you heard of this hearing?
I haven't heard that either, but I feel like I've heard the sentiment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've lived the sentiment.
We've lived it.
Yeah.
Wait, so should we wrap up the episode by like asking Lisa like so your conclusion about us three are that we're all Americans and not Khmer Khmer.
Wow, she's bringing the drama.
We started on the drama
Yeah.
and then we end on a drama
Nice.
note, you know?
What I conclude from this is that Petita doesn't have a good character.
What?
That's
What? No, she's the proper one. She's too proper.
This is gonna be the description.
It's all about perspective, Lisa. It's all about perspective. You think about Tita as like coal or whatever.
She's
We're
the
like, oh,
cold-hearted
she's so
one.
proper and like,
Oh.
you know, it's all about perspective.
And
Why are you defending her?
my
No, I'm defending you, Tita.
Oh, are
I'm like,
you? Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying it's my perspective is like you are like very proper. Like I didn't think that you were like
We
cold-hearted.
respect you.
it doesn't sound like a compliment.
It doesn't sound like
See,
No,
I feel
because-
you. Even when I say something nice, she don't see it as a compliment. It's the way we say
Maybe
it.
that's a you problem too.
I cannot have it. I say like 10 mean things and one nice thing.
Yeah. That would probably explain it.
But and my last thought is that this episode is a mess.
It's your fault.
Yeah, you brought the mess.
But here's the question before you leave. Will you come back and join us in future episode?
Depend. Well, I was going to say depend on the topic, but apparently topic doesn't work for me.
If Lisa comes back, it's gonna be an episode that's just off the cuff. no
Yeah,
planning,
when
no
you have
preparation.
something to complain about, just let us
Come to
know.
us.
Invite me back
Yeah.
when I graduated, so I can.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna do like an education episode. Then maybe then like you can talk about like law school experience and stuff.
So I can tell you how it feels to be an adult. An adult.
Yeah. Are we not adults now?
Yeah.
Do you see us children?
It's only Bori who's an adult here.
What are you
What?
talking
No, that's not
about?
true. Julie is older than
Excuse
me,
me?
Bong Julie.
Excuse me?
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25.
You
Yeah.
reach that part, right? Like you have careful. You're about to be Bible.
Wait, oh, my phone.
You gotta careful here. Time is running out.
I'm
The smile.
dead. Oh, wow,
Lisa.
wow, wow, wow,
What
wow.
if I
The youngest is
unleashed-
always so disrespectful. Why did you bring her here? You know?
She,
Listen.
listen, she's going to become a Jubal.
Oh my god.
Oh my
There are
god.
levels now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What did you say about there needs to be a line of respect, huh? What happened to that?
Disney, we could have wrap this up in a positive, loving, heartwarming manner.
It's so
She
chaotic.
wrapped up the episode by saying Julie's about to become a leftover woman.
Not that, not that. I said Bible. I didn't say
Someone
leftover.
put me in the
Aw.
two, please, before I go.
Oh my god. I regret this.
Bacillus serious. Shout out to the other med students.
Oh
Oh my
my
god.
gosh.
That's it. Let's
You're
end
not
here.
helping yourself.
If we keep this going, somebody
Yeah.
going to get hurt for sure. Let's just end with hurting Julie. We only got one victim here.
Oh my
The rest
god.
of us can go on.
Oh my god.
Well, I feel
Oh
like a
my
victim,
god.
so-
At least I know how to pronounce my name.
See, I feel like I'm broadening. I feel like I'm bringing out everybody's like
Worst
evil
side.
side.
Yes.
She
Last
is the
episode-
devil on the
No,
shoulder.
you bring in like chaotic, fun energy. Come back when you wanna,
Mix it up.
spice things
Yeah.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
I listened to the future episode and then I feel like, nah, this is slacking. You
She's
guys
like,
are
it's getting
slacking.
boring.
Yeah,
I need to come back.
I will let you know in the comment.
Yeah, please leave
No,
comments.
you should come. You should come in when you're in Chicago. I really want to see your mattress on the floor.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it's like a roast. I'm roasting here.
Two victims
Two
Ooh.
victims.
now.
I feel like you
Speechless.
you charred
so.
her. Oh. Oh.
I don't even have
No,
a
no, no.
comeback
But I'm
for that.
actually serious.
Lang
You
kriemong.
expose yourself. You expose yourself. But no, like actually, come speak to us. Like when you're in Chicago, though. Like, you can just come
Well,
join.
arrange the episode about education when I go
Okay.
back to Chicago.
Okay.
Before finals or after?
When you
After final, because I'm going to move back right away after final.
we'll move back to Lowell.
Yeah, move
Before
back to
the
Lowell.
bar.
Before
Before
the
the bar exam or after the bar exam?
Well, you want to see my mattress on the floor, apparently.
Why? Okay, so we have to do it before May.
Yeah,
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you.
I just want to say nice
Thank
meeting you
you.
guys. You guys been nice and I,
I feel
The-
like
I can't tell
Are
if
you
it's
sure?
or not.
the personality change.
I feel like you guys like her more than you like me.
We love you.
Chụp hiệp lia bông Borean bông Julie.
That's
Oh
right.
my
That's right.
God. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's right. That's right.
Own.
Bye bye on own. Bye bye on own.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye Bong Julie.
Oh no.
Bye, Bong Julie.
I'm gonna end this.